guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. It's been quite a minute since I've sat down and talked with you guys, so I thought that since I have a free day, I was gonna take today and make a video because I kind of miss it, even though I'm just like starting out my channel. I like doing this, like sitting and talking with y'all. So let's get into the video. So today we are going to talk about how I balance my grades with being basically a full-time athlete for my school, because as you can probably see, I do cross country, but I also do swimming and soccer, so I don't really get a break. they don't overlap that much. Swimming does just a little bit, but they're all like different seasons. So the cross country is in the fall, and then when cross country ends, it kind of runs into swimming at the end, and then through the winter it's swimming, and then at the end of swim it kind of like overlaps into soccer, but that's kind of like tangible because since I just tried swim this year, soccer has been my priority because I've been playing soccer since I was like 5. But yeah, so key tip number 1 for balancing grades is school comes first. I can't stress this enough. School comes first. There's been some times where I found my grades slipping just a little bit and I would be late to practice for tutoring. Like every Thursday, for physics. We have tests on Fridays, but practice is Monday through Friday, 2:45 to 4:45. So, and we get out at 2:30. So on Thursdays, I already let my coach know, like, communication is key also. You don't want to just not show up for practice, because then your coach isn't going to think you're dedicated and you're just going to skip practice, just to skip it. So every Thursday, I let my coach know that every Thursday, I'm going to be late for practice, 45-minute stops, so I can go to tutoring. I go to tutoring, and right after tutoring, I go get changed and go out to the field to start soccer practice. And I know you guys don't want to hear it, but tutoring helps. I mean, personally, it's helped me a lot. My grades have been going up since I've been going to tutoring, and it's a lot of help. Key tip number 2, something you're probably not going to want to hear either: studying. No, not just doing your homework for the class, like studying. On those, in those parts that are like you don't understand, YouTube is your best friend. Google is your best friend. Google. If you don't understand anything, either ask your teacher, or if you're at home and you need help with the homework, Google it. It's helped me so much to just take a little bit of time more after doing the homework to study what was on the homework if I don't understand it. And it helps you in the test a bunch. Moving on after my tea break. So, my routine is that after I'm out of practice, usually my dad or my stepdad picks me up, and then I'll go to either of their works, or if my dad picks me up, sometimes he'll take me home. Do not get a snack. Learn that the hard way, because when I like to get home and get a snack, I like to eat while watching Netflix, and then after I'm done with the snack, I'll either get another snack just to say that I'm doing something and that's the reason why I'm not doing my homework, just to watch more Netflix, or I'll just stop eating altogether and just watch Netflix, and then it'll be late when I get my homework done. Just go ahead and get to your homework first. Knock it out the way, then you can get snacks and watch Netflix and chill. And then maybe later, get your studying done. It actually helps me when I go to my stepdad's or my dad's work, because I mean, at my dad's work, there's snacks, like there's a vending machine, and then there's snacks for the people waiting for their cars to be worked on, because he's a technician. But it like kind of helps me get my homework done. I mean, yeah, I can pull out my laptop and watch Netflix, but there's like this window that like you can see through the garage from the waiting room, and I like to sit at that little window to do my homework, and my dad's bay is like right on the other side of that window. So if he sees me watching Netflix, he's probably gonna like, he doesn't like tell me to do my homework, but he'll probably be like, hey, don't you have homework? Wouldn't you want to get that out the way first? Like, I love my dad because he's not like, do this, do that. He's more of like there for a guide. Like, oh, he's not gonna make me do my homework, but he's gonna be super disappointed if I don't do my homework and my grades slip. And like, yeah. Tip number 3. Okay. Communication. I'm gonna make this, I talked about it a little bit with the studying and the staying after school or whatnot, but I'm gonna make this a whole new tab. Like, without communication, you're not gonna be able to balance school with sports, because with sports kind of take up a lot of your time, and if you need that extra time to study, I mean, like, of course you can study after practice, but again, with the tutoring, you have to make sure you're keeping up with your coaches, and because you don't want to like just not show up to practice and then like, where were you? Because I had this happen the first time that I went to tutoring. I forgot to text my coach, and then I still have the text messages because I was staying after, and then I asked Shakiro to just let him know because I forgot to stop by his classroom to tell him that I was going to be missing practice. Shakiro was like, okay, I'll let him know. And then so he texts me, hey, where are you? And I was like, well, I'm at practice. Shakiro said that she would let you know. And he was like, well, why couldn't you just let me know? And then like, he's big on communication. He was like saying that, like, you know, I mean, I'm going to tutoring, it wouldn't hurt to let him know that I was going to tutoring, because the way not all coaches do this, but my soccer coach has like a game plan for practice. Like, and if someone doesn't show up, it messes with that game plan. So let's say that we're going to do a scrimmage to warm up. He has who's gonna play where. So if someone doesn't show up, then that's gonna mess up something. So he was like, well, why couldn't you just let me know? Not like have Shakira let me know at practice, that kind of stuff. Like, let me know as soon as possible. So that's what I was like, I had to apologize, I came to practice, and then, yeah. So now, like, every Thursday I just let him know. If I tell you otherwise, Thursdays I will be going to tutoring, I'll come late, and then still on that day in the morning, I'll text him and let him know that I have tutoring. So yeah, communication is a big, big, big part because, yeah. And it's like, you don't want to go to tutoring like every day to like, maybe it's to just skip practice. If you don't need the tutoring, you want to get that time in for practicing, because I know I'm using like a lot of soccer references and not really cross country and swimming, because actually my cross country coach was my swimming coach. No, not my swimming coach, was my soccer coach. And he's a lot more chill when it comes to cross country, because it's just showing up to practice to run, because we went down to the canal and ran. And if I missed a bit of practice, which I usually didn't because my grades were good then, he would just say, make sure you run it home. And I would make sure I ran it home. It's a lot simpler to miss cross country practice than it is to miss swimming or soccer practice, because you can just run it home. If you're in a safe neighborhood or whatnot, which I am, there's a trail right behind my house, and then so I go run that if I miss practice. But it's kind of harder for swim or soccer because I don't exactly have a swimming pool that I can swim laps on, or I mean, you can practice soccer alone, but you're gonna miss that one-on-one time with practicing with a team, and it's a lot more effective if you practice with a team. So yeah, don't go to tutoring just to skip practice. That's no. And the way my coach does it is like, I mean, he understands that I go to tutoring, so that doesn't bother him. But if it becomes like, oh, an everyday thing, for say, I'm gonna call her Carrie, okay? Carrie is one of my friends on the soccer team. I'm not gonna use her actual name. So she doesn't show up to practice sometimes without a reason. So coach, that affects her playing time. So when it comes a game, she plays less than people who come to practice do. Yeah, you get it. And the last key tip is to don't stress yourself out. It's a really simple one. You don't have to like go to tutoring or study more or any of that. Don't stress yourself out. Don't. Because especially like, let's say you mess up in a game. Don't stress over it. It's okay. Everyone makes mistakes because that can affect your work time. Because I've had an incident where I messed up really, really badly in a game, and like I kept thinking about it the whole next day, and I couldn't focus my first 2 or 3 class periods, and then I missed some notes, and then I had to catch up, and then like don't do it. And grades, don't stress out about grades, because especially at practice, take that time to practice to get better, not to stress over your grades. You can stress about your grades after practice. No, I'm kidding. Don't stress about your grades. It's okay. One failed test doesn't define you. One bad grade on a project doesn't define you. If you can, extra credit is your best friend. Like, I don't think I've ever had to do extra credit for some classes, and then I mean, they do offer extra credit like sometimes every few months for my ELA class, my chemistry class, and my physics class. They offer Saturday sessions, and the teachers say, hey, if you sign up for the Saturday session, you'll get extra credit. So sometimes even if I don't need it, I will go to that Saturday session to get extra credit for when I do need it. See, even if you don't need extra credit, you can still take the extra credit. Like, even if you have a 90, it can bring you up to a 92. It's always about, it's just relax, okay? You'll get there. Don't like stress over a project and stay up hours on end. Don't procrastinate either, because that's how you stay up hours on end to finish a project or an essay or an assignment. Just don't. So that is all the tips that I have for today. That's all the tips that I have for today. Yeah. It didn't sound right the first time I said it, but yeah. That's all the tips I have for today in balancing my athletic life with my school life. And I hope y'all enjoyed it and took note of it, or I can't talk today. I hope you guys enjoyed and found some of it useful so you can use it on your own. And I love you guys, and I will see y'all in my next video.